Okay, so hello and welcome to today's video. Today we'll be looking at a quick revision on the future. So let's have a look at some of its uses. We've got here some examples. That bad looks heavy, I'll carry it for you. I know what she's like, if you tell her, she'll tell everyone. Then we've got another example. I don't feel well, I think I'm going to be sick. Hurry up, it starts at 8. Did I tell you it doesn't work? I'm going to take it back to the shop. And I can't, I'm afraid. I'm taking my driving test tomorrow. So here you've got 6 different sentences talking about the future. Let's have a look how the meaning is different in each case. So, for the example of I'm taking my driving test tomorrow, the meaning is it's a definite arrangement, okay? So we've got, it's a use, we use the present simple. So for example, I'm taking, here we've got, all right, the present simple, my driving test tomorrow. So as you can see here, we've got an expression, a time reference that we're talking about the future, because if we just say I'm taking my driving test, it could, if it's not understood in the context that you're talking about the future, they will think it's something that's happening at the moment. So we use present continuous with a time reference such as tomorrow, next week, for making definite arrangements. If we looked at the next example, it starts at 8. It starts, we can see that it's using the present simple. And we're talking about a fixed event, such as timetables, starting and finishing times of concerts, things that are like 99% sure they're going to happen at that specific time. These are for fixed events. So we can use the present simple for these cases. All right. Then we've got the expression going to, which I'm sure you all remember. Okay, there are two uses. We can use it for predictions based on facts and planned or things that were decided earlier. So for example, the predictions based on facts, I think I'm going to be sick. We need to have a fact here. So maybe my tummy's sore or I have a headache. So I think I'm going to be sick. Okay, so there is a prediction based on a fact, which is the fact that there's a physical evidence that we can see, that we can feel. Whereas a planned decided events, I'm going to take it back to the shop tomorrow. All right. Then we can use the will and shall. Okay, so we can use will for predictions based on beliefs. If you tell her, she'll tell everyone. So maybe it's something that we think, that we believe. I think if it's going to rain, I think it will rain. Maybe it's a beautiful day and there are no clouds. But you've got the predictions based on belief and opinion. There is no evidence of something happening. And a spontaneous decision, I'll carry it for you. So you see a person struggling to carry something. All right. And here are the rules of how to form the future. Typical time clauses that we see with, right, is as soon as, before, after, when, before. These are typical expressions, okay? So when the time clause refers to the future, simple present is used, all right? So you don't say, I'll give her the message as soon as she will arrive. No, we have this expression, so we know that it's as soon as she arrives. It's I'll give her the message after she arrives. So first she arrives and then I will give her the message. It is not needed to use future tenses. Okay, so now we have these two other uses, okay? These are the forms of using future. So for example, by 2020, I will have finished my master's. So we are talking about, all right, prediction. And at this time next week, I will be sunbathing in the Caribbean. Okay, so we've got a girl here dreaming of something in the future. So we use future perfect. I will have finished my MA. When we're talking about a completed action by a point in the future, so we're looking now and looking towards the future. Whereas future continuous, as we saw the example before, at this time next week, I will be sunbathing in the Caribbean, or I will be finishing my thesis. We're talking about an action in progress at a point in the future. Okay, so here we've got the rules on how to form these future perfect and future continuous. And lastly, we'll be looking at some of the future expressions that we have seen. So for example, when you are certain of something, we can use the expression I am confident that in 15 years' time we'll have established a permanent base on Mars. Fairly certain when I think it's quite likely that scientists will be making blood. We should be traveling in aerial vehicles, all right? And when we're not very certain at all, we may have found, but I doubt it, and there could be, all right? So I hope this was useful, and continue with some of the exercises that you found at my webpage, and I'll see you next time.